You know, two of my favorite people who teach multifamily investing, Jen and Stacy Conkey, are having the WOWCON. Is that the right way to say that? In
Yes.
Florida in November. Ladies, what is WOWCON going to be all about?
WOWCON, it's the premier networking event for multifamily investors or anybody that's in the multifamily game. So, and we have literally game-changing lending available to multifamily investors that are operators. We have people that are raising capital for deals coming to these events with our students that are out there getting deals and they're looking for money. So it's the ultimate connection event. That's why it's
So when
wow.
people come to me, I'm a passive investor. When people come to me and say they want to get started either as a business or more significantly investing, I would say you have to have three things. You have to have a teacher, leader, person in front, pastor, coach, somebody in charge of whatever you're learning to transform with. You have to have a process, system, or procedures. And third, you have to have a community or a team or a congregation or some other peers to help you along the way. So I know you guys are tremendously successful as coaches and trainers in the multifamily space. That's not new. Talk a little bit about somebody who comes to WOWCON. What are they going to learn about as far as a procedure on how to get into the business and be successful?
Well, I'll just tell you that the whole topic that we're going deep into at Warrior, it's the Warriors of Wealth conference. That's what WOWCON means. So it's
I
like
like
all the Warriors of Wealth
WOWCON.
are
It's like
coming.
an FM radio advertisement. WOWCON. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah. So the biggest thing that we're talking about and going deep on is seller and creative financing, because we see an opportunity out there that
Yeah.
everybody is trying to figure out, how do I do this? The interest
Right.
rates are so high, lending is becoming difficult. So what we're doing is we're teaching the seller and creative financing strategies that we use. And we also have somebody that's coming there as a lender who's kind of a gateway to help you develop relationships with agencies so that you can get cheaper money.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I do know that this is historic opportunity in financing. I mean, I'm in more the residential side where you have more subject tos and opportunities. And I imagine the same is kind of true in multifamily. I know it is because I'm investing in some deals where some of these companies that took out short-term financing, thinking they'd be ready for a refinance, are finding out that refi that was supposed to be 2 or 3% is a 7%. What? And need some creative way out, or that's an opportunity for you to step in. So talk a little bit about what kind of strategies are you going to offer or talk about for a prospective investor once they get into that?
Well, so if somebody is getting into, look, there's going to be a lot of opportunity over the next several years because of people who got into the wrong kind of loan at the wrong time. I guess they
Right.
thought it was going to last forever, and it never does. They're going to end up either having to do a cash in refi, unfortunately, or it's going to end up going back to the bank, which will then create the opportunity for our students, our network, our people to go in and make those
Right.
purchases. But
Right.
from where the opportunity in the seller finance part comes in is when there are apartment owners who either refinanced or bought anytime in the last several years, and they have those low interest rates, but they're just done. They're either tired or they've been self-managing and they realize it's way the heck more work than they realized. And they want to be done with it. So one of the things we're going to teach our students and all of our attendees is first of all, just understanding like, how does seller financing work? How does it work in the multifamily space? How to understand it in a way that you could explain it to the seller so they get that that's actually a benefit for them. But the main idea is really coming in and having the seller use their low interest rate loan and wrapping a mortgage around it to you that's at a lower rate than what we could get at the bank. And it's just creating a win-win situation, which is everything that we do.
Because if you don't, you're really throwing away the economic value of that low loan, right? Somebody has $1 million loan today at 3%, maybe it was 4% below market value. That's worth $40,000 a year. If you could figure out how to unlock that or share that with the seller, then you as the buyer and or the seller, either you as the buyer get the benefit or the seller gets it and can sell for less than they otherwise think they could, or get more as a result. Same thing. Okay, so we talked a little bit about you guys. I mean, we've talked a lot about you guys in the past, and this upcoming program in Orlando, November 3rd through 5th. Talk about who's going to be there, like because it's important. People want to go. Nobody wants to be the only person. Everybody wants to go where everybody is, but if everybody is there, you can't get in. So, talk a little bit about what your tribe look like and who's this appropriate for and who's going to be there.
Yeah, it's appropriate for anybody that has money and is looking for deals or has deals and is looking for money. Our students are going to be there. We have about half of our student population so far is registered to come. We also have Julianne Peterson is coming. She's with
Oh,
Yeah, with Old
Live After
Capital.
5. She's fantastic.
Yeah. We also have Brad Hart from Make More Marbles. He manages a lot of funds, has a lot of access to capital, and he likes to teach people how to raise money. And
Nice.
then, plus we're breaking arrows. I don't know if you know this, but what we do at our events is it's a lot is your mindset, right? So a lot of this is 80% in your mind, 20% the mechanics of how to actually invest and how to make those connections. But sometimes we have these limiting beliefs that they prevent us and they keep us stuck, and then we don't go for our goals, we don't chase our dreams, we don't take action, and we stay there. So we literally have the entire crowd is going to have the opportunity to identify what their extraordinary life looks like and what's the one thing that you don't think can actually happen for you. And for some people, that's getting their first apartment building. And for others, it's, I don't think I can raise $1 million to get into that deal as a co-GP, whatever it might be. We do that. And then we break an arrow with our throat as a way to prove that if I can do this 40-pound arrow that could kill a grizzly bear, then I could do anything. So it's a very symbolic mindset break. Yeah.
Whoa. We do what?
We break the arrow with our throat. I'm certified in running this entire thing. And what we do is we bring everybody one by one up to the stage. It's the end of the event, right? It's how we cap the entire event is everybody breaks through this arrow. So the arrow represents the challenge or the thing you believe you can't do, and everything that you want's on the other side of it, right? And so it's this little notch in your throat right here. If you feel it, Bill, just like put your finger in there. And the tip of the arrow goes right there. On the other side is a board where the little fin things go, and somebody's holding the board for you who's certified with me. And I'm standing there helping you position the arrow. And then I walk you through how to snap through that while visualizing what it is that you think is impossible. And I'm telling you, everybody that did it in May,
oh my gosh,
everybody that did it in May has been taking nonstop action towards the one thing they thought that they couldn't do. And it helps you make progress. So we do 4 events a year, and at each event we do something where we break through, which means we break through our limiting beliefs by breaking something.
Right.
And it's either we do break a board or break an arrow, and everybody that's going to be there will have the opportunity to break an arrow with me to break through their limiting belief. It's actually really powerful.
What if I don't want to break an arrow?
You don't have to. You don't have to break an arrow at all. If you don't want to break an arrow, last time we had 2 people that didn't, and they were just entertained by everybody else breaking an arrow. That's okay.
The first time I went to a Tony Robbins event, my wife and I went, and I'd heard about the firewalk. I thought it was a joke. And we got a hotel at the hotel that he was doing it. And from our room, we overlooked the fire pit. I said, well, they're just doing this to scare you. And we're in the event getting ready, and we're looking at each other like, no, this thing is not. And like all of a sudden I'm standing in front of the fire pit, like, what? But you get prepared, and all of a sudden what seemed to be impossible with preparation and mindset focus and procedures, there's a right way to do it. I'm sure I don't know about breaking arrows, but imagine there's a wrong way that's dangerous and there's a right way that's safe. And
don't do it with anybody unless they're certified. Yeah. There is danger.
Okay, I'll put the arrow down. I was getting ready to do it here on my own, but I'll put the arrow down. Okay, so details I'll have a link below, but this event, the WOW or Women Warriors of Wealth, is going to be in Orlando, Florida, my favorite cities, November 3rd through 5th, at a fabulous retreat, the Florida Hotel and Convention Center. Oh, look, there you guys are. You guys are going to be there. How exciting. So if you're interested, click on the details below, or reach out to me, or reach out directly to Jen and Stacy. And guys, really looking forward to hearing more detail as we get close to this. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks, Bill. It's good to see you.